So the third part of the bank audit. In this part, we are going to discuss one more important question, that is 10th question. In our previous lecture, we discussed up to question number 5. If you remember what is question number 5, if you recollect, it has 5 steps. What is the process of conducting bank audit? We understood over 5 steps. Step 1, initial considerations. Step 2, understanding of the bank environment, risk assessment. And step number 3, risk assessment exclusively. Step number 4, execution. Step number 5, reporting. So we spent almost 1 full hour on understanding the process of bank audit. Now 6th question, 7th question, 8th question, 9th question, pretty easy questions. Okay. Moreover, in exam point of view, this is a little more important question after 5th question. So I'm on a priority basis, I'm recording the lectures. So once we discuss this, then we'll discuss the pending questions. Don't worry. So in this question, we are going to discuss, in this 10th question, we are going to understand what do you mean by CRR, what do you mean by SLR ratios. To bring inquisitiveness in you, like, intensity, to bring interest in learning. Okay. First of all, how this SLR, CRR exactly means, how they work. Okay. I'll show you. Every one of you know, right? Scam 1992 web series. Harsha Mehta scam, popularly called as. Okay. In that movie, you would have heard of so many terms. Okay. One is bank rate, repo, ready forward deal, bank receipt, SGL, PDO office. Okay. Ready forward deal, all that. I think you would have definitely heard of it. Now, what exactly happened in Harshad Mehta's scam? Before that, I just want to make you understand certain basic terminology in banking sector, especially money market operations. CRR refers to cash reserve ratio. SLR refers to statutory liquidity ratio. And now this particular lecture, we are mainly focusing on question number 10, how to do audit of CRR and SLR. Okay, how to do audit of CRR and SLR. Okay, before that, what is meant by a bank rate? Bank rate is the rate of interest at which RBI lend money to banks. If a bank want to borrow money, they can borrow money from RBI by paying rate of interest fixed by RBI. Right now the bank rate is 4.25%. Right now the bank rate is, right now the bank rate fixed by RBI is 4.25%. This is the home page of the Reserve Bank of India website. You go to the policy rates, the bank rate fixed is 4.25. Now RBI gives to a bank loan without any security. Like generally when we want to take a loan from bank, we need to give some security and then get, right? No, RBI won't take any security. RBI already know bank repayment capacity, capital adequacy, all that. Based on that, they will pay 4.25%. So that is bank rate. This is the rate at which bank minimum has to charge rate of interest on loans which is being offered to customer. So bank rate is also one of the criteria. Bank rate is also one of the criteria for charging rate of interest to customers. Just 1 minute. So bank rate is the deciding factor for banks while offering loans to customer. Fine. Now what is a repo? You would have heard of repo, reverse repo. Repo is like when a bank is having, so whenever bank is having idle money, what they do is they park in investments, government securities, bonds they purchase. Like bank wants some money. What they do is whatever investments they have, the securities they have, they will sell it to RBI with a repurchase condition. They will just temporarily sell it to the RBI and get the money from RBI. And they again repurchase it. That's what repo full form, repurchase agreement, repurchase transaction. Okay, they first sell it and then get money. It is like security lending scheme. Repo is like a security lending scheme. We sell the securities to RBI, get money, pay rate of interest as per repo rate. per annum. That's a per annum rate. Reverse repo means what? When RBI want money from a bank, okay, they take money from us by selling securities of RBI to the bank. What securities? Government of India securities, G securities popularly called as. That's repo and reverse repo. Now you see repo, what happens is I'm giving securities and then getting money. Secured loan. It is something similar to secured loan. That's why what is the rate of percentage of interest being charged by RBI on that? 4%. Policy repo rate, you see this 4%. 4%. Whereas for bank rate, there is a 4.25. Bank rate is what? RBI giving money to the bank without any security. So rate of interest is higher. Here RBI is getting a shares, securities from the bank and then giving loan. Actually, it is like sale of securities with repurchase agreement, but actually it's nothing but lending scheme, something similar to lending scheme. Since securities are being there with the RBI, lower rate of interest. Fine. So that's about repo. Now what is ready forward deal? What is bank receipt? What is a subsidiary general ledger? What is public debt office? I don't know how many of you have seen Scam 1992 web series. It's really one of the best web series, highest rated IMDb web series in India. Really, you feel you love it. That's how the taking the actor Pratik Gandhi has really nailed the character. You just watch it. I generally am not a fan of web series. I rarely watch. Of course, I didn't. The only web series which I watch it till date is this one, Scam 1992. I just started watching the first episode. That's it. Continuously sat and watched all the 10 episodes around some 4 or 5 months ago. Okay, not now, almost a few months back. So interested in that. They mainly focus on two markets. One is stock market, another one is money market. What is money market? You would have heard about this word. RBI involves in money market operations. As part of money market operations, CRR, SLR, bank rate, repo, these are fixed. Reverse repo, all these rates are fixed by RBI as part of money market operations. Fine. Now before I enter into these four terms, what is a ready forward deal, what is a bank receipt, what is SGL, what is public distribution office, I want to clarify, two important things. First of all, what is CRR, what is SLR? CRR is a ratio. Right now CRR stands at 4%. SLR stands at 18% right now as per the RBI latest rates. You check this. See CRR is 4%, and SLR is 18%. Okay, and these will vary monthly as per the monthly monetary policy, quarterly monetary policy. They will be varying depending upon the RBI need. They will be changing it or they may keep it constant. Depends. So that is CRR and SLR. CRR is to maintain liquidity of the bank. SLR is to maintain solvency of the bank. Generally, liquidity and solvency go side by side. In CRR, in case of CRR, the bank will keep this CRR reserve directly with RBI, either in the form of cash or in the form of a deposit with RBI. So CRR is maintained with the RBI. Whereas SLR will be in the form of gold, will be in the form of government securities, will be in the form of bonds, which are in the control of the bank. It is to maintain solvency of the bank. Like how CRR SLR works is, suppose if a bank has borrowed 100 crore from customer, like you and me, we deposit in banks, right? We open a bank account, savings account or current account, yes or no? We keep money, right? So that is nothing but bank's demand and time liabilities. For bank, what is that liability? If you deposit a fixed deposit or recurring deposit, it is to be repayable over a period of time deposit. And you deposit in savings account or current account, whenever you want, bank has to repay. Demand deposit. For bank, it is what? Liability. So 100 crore they brought from customer. What is the banking business? They borrow from you as a deposit, they give it as a loan. Can they give entire amount borrowed from you as a loan? Okay, if at all bank gives entire amount as a loan, when you want to withdraw, from where bank will give you? So bank has to conduct the business, At the same time, they need to balance customer withdrawal needs. So what banks will do? Minus, as per RBI, 4 crore. They will directly go and deposit with RBI. And they will invest in liquid assets for 18 crore. That is SLR. And only 78 crore they will use for lending, for car loan, housing loan, personal loan, working capital loan, overdraft, cash credit, whatever, credit card, whatever. Okay, so this is how the banks function. They are only lending 78 crore. Look, they are not lending entire 100. So they are maintaining approximately 22 crore reserve, either in the form of CRR or in the form of SLR. Assuming maximum customer, demands a little bit. In fact, what in reality banks do, they not only keep 22, each and every bank, depending upon that 4 plus 18, 22 they save, right? In addition to that, some 7 or 8 crores additionally also they will keep. CRR, SLR are minimum norms. Generally, in reality, banks follow a better norm, in fact, a higher norm, depending upon their actual customer needs. Okay, now, so that is SLR and CRR. Now, what happened in scam 1992? Harshad Mehta took advantage of, just a minute. Yeah, Harshad Mehta took advantage of a loophole in the banking industry. What is the loophole that is there in the banking industry? Here, by the way, how do banks maintain SLR? As I told, SLR will be maintained in the form of, banks will maintain SLR in the form of mostly G securities, government securities. We call it as government securities. Suppose State Bank of India, net demand and time liabilities. There is a word called net demand and time liabilities. Nothing but net outstanding liabilities of the bank. Not all the outstanding liabilities, but which are demand and time liabilities. That liabilities. Okay. Banks will have to compute on every Friday. Every bank has to compute what is their total consolidated net demand and time liability every Friday. On that Friday balance, apply 4%, apply 18%. You will get some amount, and these amounts bank has to maintain with RBI, and this in the form of G securities, this with RBI. And again, every Friday, depending upon the requirement, they will either increase the SLR or decrease the monetary amount. Let us assume State Bank of India. Look at this background story. State Bank of India. Let us assume 11th September 2021 is a Friday, or 10th September is Friday. 10th September 2021 is Friday. This is the first Friday, let us assume. Okay. Next Friday is 17th September 2021. This is the second Friday. This is the first Friday. As on this 10th Friday, State Bank of India total deposits balance is approximately 1000 crore. 1000 crore. On that, let us assume 20% is the SLR rate for the sake of computational purpose. For the sake of computation purpose, let us assume SLR ratio is what? 20%. Only SLR I am telling you. CRR, okay. At the similar calculation. So over SLR point of view, I will talk. 20% means how much worth of government security State Bank of India will purchase? 200 crore. From where they will purchase? From RBI. Okay, RBI will have a public debt office, which is the depository, of government securities, for government securities. Like today, you and me have Demat accounts, right? Our shares are there, right, in Demat, but actually are the shares in the Demat? No, they are with a depository. Which depository? NSDL, National Security Depository Limited. Fine. Same way, RBI will have a PDO department, which is independent of RBI. It will have a depository of G securities. Now, what happens is this PDO will maintain State Bank of India subsidiary general ledger. What they will maintain? State Bank of India subsidiary general ledger. Now, 10th Friday, State Bank of India has to create 200 crore worth of statutory liquidity reserve ratio. Yes or no? Statutory reserve they need to create. How they create? By purchasing government securities. From whom? RBI. From where? How this will be accounted? In State Bank of India subsidiary general ledger, 200 crore worth of securities will be credited. Who will maintain this ledger? Public debt officer will maintain. Public debt office is what? It's a department of RBI, independent. Understood? Now 17th September, what happened is, again, which is also a Friday, let us assume this is net demand and time liability. Okay, this balance have come down to 500 crore. Many customers withdrawn cash. So many people have withdrawn cash. Okay, now as per this, right now outstanding amount of deposit is only 500 crores in this Friday. Now also I have to maintain 20%. Now how much SLR I have to maintain? Just 100 crore enough. But already I deposited with RBI. How much worth of securities I already bought? 200 crore. I am now having higher SLR liquidity. Right now how much I have to just carry? 100. What I will have to do? 100 crore I will have to sell back to RBI. I have to sell back to RBI. I will buy and sell. These are the transactions called repo, reverse repo. Understand? These transactions only called as repo and reverse repo. For to maintain SLR, bank will buy the securities or bank will sell the securities. Repo, reverse repo. That's how repo, reverse repo, SLR are interlinked. Understood? Or bank may even not for the purpose of SLR, even otherwise also they can do reverse repo, reverse repo transaction. Not only for SLR, even for other purpose also they can do that. But see, now bank will ask, dear RBI, you're asking me to keep 18% within the bank. Don't give loan, you're saying. But I'm losing interest, no. On every rupee I have to pay to customer interest, right? That's why, man, you don't keep idle. Buy government securities, you will get rate of interest, repo, reverse repo, yes or no? So RBI is offering some rate of interest under repo or reverse repo scheme. Repurchase agreement. Repo means repurchase agreement. Okay, fine. So 100 crore sold to again RBI to public debt office. To RBI they sold it. Now SLR G security buying and selling is directly with RBI right now. It is not between the banks. Okay, not between the banks. Now it is still happening between the banks also, but it is completely monitored by Reserve Bank of India. So this is what happens with State Bank of India. Now look at Punjab National Bank. Okay, look at Punjab National Bank. What happened with Punjab National Bank? I'll show you. Now Punjab National Bank will also have a subsidiary general ledger, SGL, with PDO. It is also a bank, right? Even Punjab National Bank have to maintain SLR, right? On same 10th September 2021, which is a Friday, Punjab National Bank is having 500 crore SLR. Punjab National Bank is having 500 crore, net demand time liability. Now how much Punjab National Bank have to maintain? 20%, 100 crore. Okay. Now on 17th September 2021, Punjab National Bank Friday and net demand liabilities balance have reached to 1000 crore. So many people have deposited. Now as per that date they have to maintain 200 crore deposit. On 10th September, Punjab National Bank, what they did? 100 crore worth of securities they purchased. On 17th September, what happened? Their SLR requirement became higher. So what they did? Another 100 crore they purchased. Totally 200 crore. Look at the transaction. First month, Punjab National Bank acquired 100 crore worth of securities for their SLR requirement. State Bank acquired 200. Second week, State Bank doesn't need 200. They want to sell 100. Whereas Punjab National Bank want 100. Okay. So State Bank of India, what they do? They sell to RBI. Punjab National Bank again purchases from RBI. Now what happened in scam 1992? Okay. What happened in scam 1992 is, earlier in 1990s, okay, earlier in 1990s, let me revise small. Okay, instead of, I told, right, State Bank of India originally have 200 crores and now they want to maintain 100. Punjab National Bank originally has 100, now they want to maintain 200. It's just ulta it. State Bank is originally having 100 crore, now they want another 100 crore. Punjab National Bank is originally having 200 crore. Now they don't want, now they want to remove 100 crore worth of securities. Just a small change in the previous example. Okay, I hope you understood, because I want to make you understand what happened exactly in Harshad Mehta scam. Okay, though I'm changing the number, but I don't want to change the bank names. So earlier in 1990s, computers were not there. So what State Bank of India will do when they want to buy securities, they will go and buy from the RBI. And RBI will issue SGL note through PDO office. PDO office will issue State Bank as SGL note, and that will be like a credit note. So it will be credited. Again, when State Bank of India want another 100 crores, what they do? Again, they'll go to RBI and then they get it. Now, bank approaching RBI, paying to the RBI money through PDO, they will get allocation of securities. This process is taking 15-20 days time. Okay. PNB, what they want? They originally have 200 crore worth of securities with PDO, nothing but RBI. Now they just want to maintain 100, so they have excess amount of 100 crore worth of securities. Now what they want to do? They want to sell it. How they sell it? Like debit in the SGL, not reduce. They debit in the SGL. Like they don't show here like a reduction, they debit it. So they want to sell the securities. What they do? They also sell to RBI through PDO. Okay, SGL note will be given back to the RBI, and this process also takes lots of time. Now in earlier in 1990s, what banks are doing is, instead of transacting with RBI, see PNB, you want to sell 100 crore worth of securities, you don't want. I'm SBI, I want 100 crores worth of security. Why to always interfere with RBI? Let us both of us have ready forward deals. Like one time I may transact with PNB, another time I may transact with Andhra Bank, another time I may transact with ICICI, another time I may transact with Canara. Whatever. I'm just taking two banks. Okay, each bank will operate with 10-15 banks. Each bank will have transaction with 10-15, buy, purchase, buy, sell, they'll have with 10-15 banks. Okay, so banks have discussed between them, let us have a ready forward deal. Who introduced this ready forward deal? Who introduced? Citibank have introduced. Citibank is king in monopoly. King, which is a monopoly. In fact, Citibank, I can say, controls, influences RBI decisions then in 1990s. Now Citibank is mostly not a powerful bank anymore in India, but once upon a time Citibank is a very, very, very powerful bank. So ready forward deal, we call it as. So Citibank, what they will do is, Citibank will be in contact with every bank. Like Citibank will be in contact with State Bank, will be in contact with PNB. State Bank want 100 crores worth of additional securities, where if they want to buy from RBI, it will take so much time. So they approach Citibank. Citibank, I'm a State Bank of India. I want 100 crore worth of securities. You know, it is taking so much time, all that. Okay, I just want to sell it back again. Whenever my requirement comes down, I will sell it back on another Friday. Okay, on one Friday I'll buy, on another Friday I may sell it. Punjab National Bank approaches Citibank. Dear Citibank, I have excess securities, I want to sell it. Like every branch approaches Citibank for ready forward deals. Citibank, why Citibank, sir? What's so specialty? Citibank is having huge amount of securities with them. Citibank is having huge amount of cash. It's a foreign bank, man. Huge amount funding is there for Citibank, one of the powerful private sector bank. So that was a very big advantage. So what Citibank do is, when PNB want money, they'll give. When State Bank want money, they'll give. When State Bank want to buy securities, they will sell. When PNB want securities, they'll sell. So everyone will go to Citibank and then maintain SLR requirements, all that. So this is up to one part of the story. What happens later? Citibank, one of the head will meet this fellow Harshad Mehta in one of the party. In fact, Harshad Mehta is the one who approaches Tyagarajan more clearly. One of the head of the Citibank. And ego clashes. Harshad Mehta, until then he was a stockbroker, and he just get insider information of every company and predict share prices, got a very good reputation. He would have actually carried on with that kind of business. Today he would have been a very big investor in India. But what one mistake did? Ego will bring a person, okay, from top to bottom. If you do anything with ego, do with intensity, do with passion, but if you're doing it with the purpose of winning your ego, I'm telling you, you will lose your business. Best example, Harshad Mehta. He's expert in stock market, but after looking at Citibank head, Citibank's, humiliated Harshad Mehta, in fact. Because of that humiliation, his ego was hurted. Now Harshad Mehta entered into banking industry. Now, okay, sir, I mean not banking industry, money market industry. Now you may say, sir, already Citibank is there. Now, why do Harshad Mehta enter and why do banks listen to Harshad Mehta? Citibank used to charge high amount of brokerage whenever they buy security or whenever they sell security from a bank, whether it is State Bank or PNB or Andhra, Canara, whatever. Citibank used to charge high amount of brokerage because of the monopoly they have. Because every bank knows if they transact with RBI, it is going to delay unnecessary penalties, all that. Citibank instantly they'll do with ready forward deals. With bank receipts, they do business. Harshad Mehta, what he did, he want to act as an individual private broker. Oh my God. Okay, as a competition against Citibank. What he did, how he convinced banks, he visited every bank head, managers especially, bank level, some treasury level managers, okay, at overall bank treasury level managers he met. You're transacting with Citibank, how much brokerage you're paying? So and so percentage. Will I do, can I help you? I'm a stockbroker, but now I have connection with all the banks. I know which bank has excess money, which bank has excess securities. So if you give me that information, according to, if you want securities, I'll arrange. If you want money, you give me securities, I will sell it and arrange money for you. So Harshad Mehta started dealing with the banks, offering low brokerage. And in fact, he even paid commission to bank managers, which he called it as bankerage, not brokerage, bankerage. Understand the story clearly. So he started doing business with all small banks first. He started with all the small banks and settling through ready forward deals between two banks. Now actually you may know, you understand. Earlier, bank when they want to buy securities, they approach PDO and get the securities. The securities will be credited in the SGL through SGL note. And the bank which is selling, their SGL will be debited. But here, in reality, what Harshad Mehta or Citibank is doing, they're not actually transferring any securities. SGL is not affected. They brought a new concept called BR, bank receipt. What is BR? It is a substitute for security. It is a substitute for SGL note. It is a substitute for security. Okay, securities. So State Bank want 100 crores of securities, right? PNB, Punjab National Bank, instead of selling securities, they just issue BR. They just issue BR in the name of State Bank, and State Bank money will pay. Then in between, who will settle this transaction between both of them? Broker. Who is that broker? Harshad Mehta. So this is what the business is happening. Now Harshad Mehta, in stock market also, his ego is very high because there is a bear gang. He's a bull, whereas there is an opposite gang called bear gang where Rakesh Junjunwala, Radha Krishna Damani, Black Cobra. There is one, bear, biggest bear. Okay. So Harshad Mehta somehow want to spoil them and somehow he want to make the companies very famous. What mistake he did is he selected companies which are of actually useless, but he selected some companies and made the share prices increased. How? If you want to increase the share prices in stock market, you need to invest a lot of money. Only if you invest a lot of money in a shares, only if you buy huge quantity of the shares, demand will increase, supply is no less, so share price will increases. Now look, Harshad Mehta is a both stockbroker and a money market broker. What he did? So like ready forward deals are there, right? What Harshad Mehta convinced the bankers is, State Bank of India want 100 crore worth of securities, right? So what State Bank of India do? Their cash they need to give to Punjab National Bank, and Punjab National Bank will issue BR to State Bank of India instead of securities. Mediator will be Harshad Mehta. But actually what happened, PNB doesn't want to sell at all because they don't have any requirement to sell. They have to maintain 200 crore as it is. They don't want to sell 100. Actually the amount is 500 CR. Okay, PNB do not have any need. They have to maintain. They don't have any need to sell. They didn't even ask Harshad Mehta, dear Harshad Mehta, please look for a buyer. They didn't ask at all. But State Bank asked. State Bank asked Harshad Mehta, dear Harshad Mehta, we are having some 570 crores. Let's round it off to 500 crores. Okay, we want 500 crores worth of securities. Okay, I'm ready to pay cash right now. Is there any seller bank? Because we don't know. Those days telephoning, WhatsApp, technology was not that popular. So State Bank really do not know whether which bank actually in need of. So to whom they asked? Harshad Mehta they asked. Harshad Mehta said, already PNB want to sell, they gave me BR, you give me cash. The loophole is bank issued check in the name of Harshad Mehta. As per RBI guidelines, whenever a bank is doing ready forward deal with another bank, the guideline clearly says the bank should issue check in the name of the other bank. But what happened is Harshad Mehta somehow paying bribe, got trust and paid bribe also without making it looking like a bribe, and got the check in his name. And he will tell to the bank, he will take a bank receipt and then give it. And to the bank what he will tell, to the other bank what he will tell, it will come within 1 week. Within this 1 week time, the check is in the name of Harshad Mehta. He is having bank in some other account. What he will do, he will deposit in his broker account and then transfer funds to that. But what he did, instead of transferring to the PNB, the 500 crore, he invested in stock market. Whatever the security he want, he invested in stock market. It is not his money. It is public money. Okay. It is money which they need to pay to PNB. Actually from PNB, is there any order for Harshad Mehta? Did he receive any order? No. But he lied with State Bank of India, got the money, invested in stock market. He increases the price whatever the way he want, gain profit, sell the share at that moment, get the money, and then he will clear to PNB. Like that he'll be doing for certain number of days with so many banks. One day he started creating fake BRs. In fact, I can say there is no BR. Not even fake BR, there is no BR. One incident came, final incident of the movie. That is what I'm telling you. Punjab National Bank need not want 500 crore. Like, when Harshad Mehta is investing so much of money and he's taking security, 10 rupees, 20 rupees worth of security to thousands rupees of value, everybody was shocked. What this Harshad Mehta is doing? How is getting money? Who are the investors? Are man, in India, individual investors cannot do this much. Okay, people are doubting Harshad Mehta. There is an underground, mafia would have been there, or terrorist group would have been there, or drugs mafia would have been there. People were speculating. Nobody has any, source. Nobody has proof how Harshad Mehta is getting money. Everyone was shocked. Okay, unable to trace. At that time, RBI will pass an investigation order on Harshad Mehta current account with the State Bank of India. His current account shows 180 crores debit, 200 crores credit, 190 crores. Oh my God, an individual account with this much of debit credit balances. What State Bank of India is doing? Nothing. They're just sleeping with Harshad Mehta mattress which is provided. So State Bank is silent, not reporting all this transaction to RBI. RBI governor got through one intelligence agency. Okay, they will have spino in every bank. So through that, the RBI got the RBI manager. Okay, Venkat Rajan something. Okay, he got it. He ordered for investigation. And by the time he ordered for investigation, what Harshad Mehta already did is from State Bank he borrowed 500 crores. From State Bank he borrowed 500 crores and invested in one company, dummy company shares, speculatively increased that price, manipulatively increased. That company is not of that worth, but increased because he want to control the market. He want to control the market, BSE. From PNB there is no order. PNB did not issue BR. Harshad Mehta convinced the banker and got check in his name saying BR is there. Actually, bank should release money only when they got the BR, bank receipt, which is a substitute for securities. But without getting that, one of the State Bank official gave check to Harshad Mehta. He deposited in his account, manipulated the market. CBI audit. At that time, government also changed. At that time, brokers, many brokers started doing which one? Strike. All these situations, one side Times of India, Suchita Dalal, another side, all bear gang is fighting against Harshad Mehta. Money market is furious with Harshad Mehta. Stock market brokers are also very angry with Harshad Mehta, even money market also, because he is taking away business of Citibank. So Citibank people are very, very furious. Strike started, bank strike. What happened? Harshad Mehta and amount, whatever amount, no, it was in stock market. There is a strike. Stock market entirely was strike. Stock exchanges have shed. He has to repay. State Bank is asking where is BR, where is BR. Okay. So PNB, no proof. State Bank of India still not contacted PNB. Suddenly, one intelligence report comes to the State Bank of India chairman. that Harshad Mehta manipulated 500 crores in State Bank of India, and he investigates, he ordered for investigation, and he will discover, and he will order the officials immediately recover money from Harshad Mehta. No matter what you do, I want money to be recovered. State Bank of India chairman will order. Now these people will approach Harshad Mehta. Sir, we want money. Harshad Mehta money has been locked. But what Harshad Mehta do? He has another spy. He has another route. He next time borrow from National Housing Bank through PV Narasimha Rao influence, which is what quoted in the movie but not proven. From National Housing Bank, he will get money and then pay to the State Bank. Still with State Bank, some money is spending. What happens is here, he's borrowing money, using it for whatever purpose. If at all market turns into loss, who will repay the money? Who will repay the money if market turns into losses? Okay, because market is gaining, he is able to repay. What if it market loses? Public money got misused. Somehow he is borrowing from another source and repaying. Still some amount is spending liability. Okay, suppose he cleared that also. No, what happens? He is only doing the crime and he is only hiding the crime. He is using and repaying. No, everybody will say what? Harshad Mehta repaid. No, what problem? If at all he didn't repay, that's a problem. But the problem is, what if he cannot repay because stock market suddenly went down? What if? And that is what exactly happened after the strike. After the strike, before the strike ended, on Harshad Mehta Times of India article published, he did a scam of 500 crores in SBI. He is manipulating like this, and the entire stock market, Bombay PSE came down. Harshad Mehta securities collapsed. He is unable to repay them. He is unable to repay National Housing Bank. CBI investigation was ordered on Harshad Mehta, and that's the end of the story. That's when RBI has ordered in all the banks, where and all ready forward deals happened like this, where Harshad Mehta involved, and the scam size went to 5,000 crore, which is the then biggest scam in India. So this is what happened in Harshad Mehta scam. I hope now you understand. Now what Harshad Mehta did, he did not have bank receipt of PNB, but still he lied with State Bank of India, got money, but did not give the BR. Neither SGL note nor BR. And that was a triggering point for the spy of Suchita Dalan in State Bank of India, for the spy of RBI, Venkatrajan, governor. Okay, so every one of them discovered and unearthed Harshad Mehta scam, and that's what. Now you see in this entire scam, okay, bank receipt, ready forward deal, everything, I hope you understand. That is entirely created because of SLR, statutory liquidity ratio. Because of this only, this entire scam happened. SLR. I hope now you understood background behind SLR. Now I think incidentally what you also understood, how to maintain SLR, you would have understood. Every Friday, bank will have to calculate time and deposit, time and demand deposit liabilities. On that they have to apply some percentage, and they have to maintain in the form of securities, bonds or cash, whatever liquidity they have to maintain. Every Friday it will be revising, so they have to maintain. Now, so I think every one of you would have understood Harshad Mehta scam. Okay, probably, mostly. If not, if you want to watch the video once again, already 1.5 view is already provided. You can repeat it. If at all it is not sufficient, just tell me. I will send you this video link. I will upload this in YouTube, and what I will do is I will put it in a not public, private video. I will send it to you, the link, so that you can watch it once again whenever you want. So that's Harshad Mehta scam. So incidentally what we learned is what is SLR also we learned. How SLR works with RBI, all that. But right now SLR is not maintained between banks. There is no bank receipt ready forward deal between the banks. Now it is completely with RBI. Moreover, it is completely electronic. So there is no scam which is possible. That was that time in 1992 the scam has happened. Just a minute. I just want to check is it recording or not. Yeah. So now let us enter into our audit subject. How to do audit of SLR. How to do audit of SLR. First of all, understand audit of SLR, verification of statutory liquidity ratio, verification of cash reserve ratio, whether bank maintained properly or not. Who has to check? Branch auditors or central statutory auditors? Statutory central auditors, nothing but central stat auditors. They are the one who have to check whether bank has maintained CRR, SLR. But you take State Bank of India is having 23,000 branches. So what State Bank of India has to do, every Friday, State Bank of India head office shall get from each branch, okay, net time deposit liability calculation. Net time deposit liability, how much amount is that? And every Friday State Bank of India should get, which means for 52 Fridays from 23,000 branches, getting it, they have to get NTDL statements. What head office will do? They prepare consolidated liability. So they total all the 23,000 branches on every week, total it, multiply 18%. Accordingly, they buy the security, or if they already having additional security, they sell it. That's what they do, State Bank of India. Okay. So, and they maintain. Now what RBI has to, sorry, what auditor has to do? Auditor has to recompute this. What auditor will do? Auditor, which auditor? Central auditor. Which auditor? Central statutory auditor or statutory central auditor will instruct to all branch auditors. Dear branch auditors, you people generate trial balance. That to which trial balance? Friday trial balance for all 52 weeks. Please forward me. So branch auditors will send all 52 weeks trial balance. Very good. Now what central stat auditor will do? All 52 weeks Friday trial balance he has, right? So he will, from the trial balance, he will take net time and demand liabilities total of 23,000 branches, and he will total it up for all 52 weeks, all that. Then he will get a confirmation from the branch auditors, is it correct or not, everything fine. And he will calculate what is the SLR bank has to maintain amount. He will calculate. What he will do, he will compare with bank calculation. If it, mostly it will be matching because it is now electronic. Earlier it is manual, but now it is electronic. Obviously it will match. This is what auditor has to do. That's it. This is how auditor will do. Now, sir, auditor will verify. No, sir. Do auditor verify all the 52 weeks, all branches? No. Auditor has to just verify 12 odd dates. 12 odd dates. Remember, other than Friday. Other than Friday. Friday is the basis for the NTDL calculation, right? Demand and term liability. Outstanding liability calculation is Friday. Based on that, until next Friday, we maintain the balance. Yes or no? So auditor, what he has to do other than Friday? In every month, April month, May month, June month, something which is not Friday. Let us assume, first time bank calculated on 10th September. Second time when they have to calculate 17th September. What auditor will do? Somewhere 15th September he will check. SLR. So as on 15th September, 20 crore is their SLR. As on 15th September, SLR is at 20 crore. This 20 crore is arrived based on 10th September time deposit liability. Net time deposit liability based on the 20% apply 20 crore. So as on 15th September 20 crore is there. Even as on 10th September also 20 crore only should be there. So which is matching. Likewise, auditor will select in 12 months 111 random date. Okay, and he will compare whether that amount is right as per that preceding Friday outstanding balance or not. He will compare, and if it is matching, audit procedure is over. This is what covered in this question. How now there is a little more discussion given in the question. Now in the question, in the answer that we are going to discuss, how to calculate this net time and demand liability. How to calculate this net time and demand liability. You can also call it as term on demand liability or time and demand liability. Remember, time liability, time deposit includes recurring deposit, fixed deposit. Both are included in time deposits. Okay, so how to calculate this NTDL? What this NTDL includes? What this NTDL includes? What this NTDL excludes? This is also covered in the question. This itself may be asked in the exam. What is included? What is excluded? Sir, in a bank, balance sheet if you take, liabilities will be there. No, sir. All the liabilities are NTDL. No, man. All the liabilities are not NTDL. Okay. Customer savings account outstanding, no doubt covered as part of demand deposits. Customer's savings in the form of FD recurring, no, it is forming part of it. Some margin money bank kept. It is not part of NTDL because it's a margin money. It's a margin money. Some foreign remittances of the customer, not demand liability or neither, this one. So there are some exclusions. There are something which bank has to specifically consider in NTDL. So that is also explained in the question. That is what we are going to discuss in the SLR verification. Now shall we read the question and discuss little more in depth? Fine. So question number 10, write about compliance with CRR and SLR ratio. Okay, so what is CRR? I told you CRR is to maintain liquidity, whereas SLR is to maintain solvency. CRR is to maintain liquidity of the bank. SLR is for protecting solvency of the bank. So CRR is a specified minimum fraction of total deposits of customer. Deposits of the customer will be classified into two types: time deposits, demand deposits, which commercial banks have to hold as reserves either in cash or deposit with central bank. What is central bank in India? Reserve Bank of India. That is what CRR is. CRR amount is with the RBI. SLR we keep within the bank in the form of securities, bonds, gold, like that. Okay. The RBI from time to time review the evolving liquidity situation and accordingly decides rate of CRR to be maintained by scheduled banks. Therefore, auditor need to refer the master circulars issued by RBI from time to time whether CRR maintained by the bank is correct or not. That's it. Now, what is SLR? SLR is a requirement every scheduled commercial bank is required to maintain in the form of liquid asset such as gold, cash, government approved securities, so that to protect themselves against uncertain depositors' needs. If a depositor comes and suddenly withdraws all his money, bank should be able to pay him. Banks shall not run out of cash. Solvency, more important. Okay, before providing credit to the customer, whatever deposit I gathered and I want to give this to customer as a loan, right? Before giving that, out of this 18% keep it in the form of SLR. The RBI required central statutory central auditors to verify compliance with SLR requirements of 12 odd dates. This can be tested as a true or false question or MCQ. 12 odd dates other than not being Fridays. So in a fiscal year which you are doing audit of 2021, it will have 52 Fridays. Okay, those Fridays related other than Friday, how much amount is maintained, auditor has to check 12 odd dates in different months not being Friday. The objective of maintaining SLR is to have an amount in the form of liquid asset which can be used to handle a sudden increase in demand from depositors in the form of withdrawals, so that bank will maintain. In fact, I'm telling you, 18% SLR, 4% CRR, right? Banks are today they are in fact maintaining more than that. Now, whatever the CRR SLR report which auditor will prepare, right, whether the bank maintained or not, he will have to forward that report to top management as well as Reserve Bank. So whether the demand and time liabilities computation, is it correct or not every Friday, plus whether the bank maintain liquid assets, SLR, CRR, in a proper way as per the Banking Regulation Act, as per the RBI Act or not, auditor has to report it to top management in this one. Now, how auditor will report? Only after auditing he can tell these 2 points, whether demand and time liabilities is correctly calculated by each and every branch, entire bank, whether liquidity has been maintained as per CRR SLR norms. He has to report to top management, for which auditor has to do audit procedure. Only then he can report, otherwise he cannot report. So what is the audit procedure? I told you SLR CRR percentages will vary in a year many times. So every time when it varies, in 2021 so many times it varied because of COVID situation. So auditor has to understand relevant circulars and instructions from RBI regarding composition of items of DTL, rates of CRR, rates of SLR. Look at RBI circular. What is the rate of CRR? What is the rate of SLR at different points of time? What according to RBI shall be considered in demand and term liabilities or time liabilities, so that you apply percentage on DTL to arrive CRR balance, SLR balance to be maintained until next Friday. Now, auditor request the branch auditor send their weekly trial balance as on Friday for 52 weeks and consolidate at the head office. Based on this consolidated DTL position for every reporting Friday, central auditor should request branch auditor verify the correctness of the trial balance and DTL position calculated by him. And on a test basis, you calculated for 52 Fridays DTL consolidated, right? Okay, on a test basis, the consolidated DTL position, consolidated demand and time liability position prepared by the bank with reference to related return received. So bank would have already calculated, right? Now auditor calculated, right? Compare. Auditor working shall be compared with bank working reconciliation. second point, what auditor did is recomputation. Second point, what auditor did is he recomputed consolidated demand and liabilities for 52 weeks by getting data from branch auditors. Now, whatever he recomputed, no, that he is reconciling, he is cross-verifying, reconciling with banks working. Bank will do some workings, right? Their workings. And moreover, SLR means nothing but they buy securities, they sell securities. Now securities will have some value. At what value they are buying and selling? So valuation also auditor has to check. That's it. Now, so auditor has to check, 52 dates, DTL he has to check, and he has to check SLR CR requirement for 12 odd dates. Now, what is included within detailed definition? What is excluded within detailed definition? What is excluded? Demand and time liabilities. Demand and time liabilities excludes. First of all, what is demand and time liabilities? State Bank of India is having approximately 25 crore customers. They are having approximately 40 crore savings accounts. In 40 crore savings accounts, some balance will be there. We will have bank balance. No, the total is demand deposit liability. Fixed deposits also will be there in State Bank of India, right? Total outstanding amount of fixed deposit is time liability. Both together, demand and time liability. Plus, in addition to that, you have to include some more. Net credit balance in branch adjustment accounts, including foreign branches. What is net credit balance in branch adjustment account? Yeah. Net credit balance in branch adjustment account means what? Just a minute. Is it, yeah, recording, fine. What is credit balance in branch adjustment account? Suppose I'm a SBI customer in Hyderabad, one of the branch. You are also a State Bank of India customer in Bangalore branch. You are using PhonePe, I'm using PhonePe. What I did is, I used PhonePe and transferred you some 10,000 rupees to you. Like State Bank of India Hyderabad customer sent 10,000 rupees to Bangalore branch customer 10,000. But do you think in backend State Bank of India Hyderabad really transfer funds to Bangalore branch? No. State Bank of India Bangalore branch will maintain, okay, Hyderabad branch will maintain Bangalore branch ledger. So in that it will show outstanding liability to Bangalore. Same way, one of the Bangalore branch customer would have transferred to State Bank of India Hyderabad, right? So in that branch it is outstanding. Yes or no? Ultimately, I am having State Bank of India Hyderabad branch is having so many transactions with 23,000 branches. Net liability, how much I have? Net liability, nothing but. See, from so many branches I need to receive. From so many branches I need to pay. Total of receipts minus total of payments, I may either get net receivable or net payable. If it is net payable, it's a demand liability, right? Yes or no? Which I have to pay to other branch. So it's a net liability, right? So net liability within the branches shall be included in DTL computation by the branch. That DTL computation they will forward to head office. Head office will consolidate. Branch wise, this DTL computation is branch wise. This DTL computation is done branch wise. So what precautions they have to take? They include net credit balance in branch adjustment account. Next, interest on deposits as at the end of the first half year reversed in the beginning of the next half year. April to September, some interest amount is there. It is reversed at the beginning of next half year. October 1st it has been reversed. What is reversed? Here they have not mentioned the point clearly. Nothing but you would have heard of two terms, right? Interest accrued but not due. Interest accrued and due. You know what banks do? If I have a fixed deposit, yearly rate of interest 8%, calculated compounded half yearly. Let us see what is meant by compounded half yearly. Every day interest amount is calculated every day at a simple rate of interest. They'll calculate every day until September 30. Also, core banking solution software, they calculate that software calculate everyday interest. But actually everyday interest is calculated and accrued, right? Is it due to me right now? No, it is not a due. When it will become due? After 6 months it will become due. Only when it becomes due it is a liability. So interest accrued but not due turning into due. Is the interest accrued but not due, we will reverse and credit to due account. So that amount shall also be considered. So here simply you can write interest interest accrued and due, interest accrued and due shall be added to demand and time deposits. Okay. Even here what the point they said is interest accrued but not accounted for in books, but it became due. You have not accounted in the books, it is not yet accounted, but it became due in the backend software, it is being calculated, so that shall be included, that shall be included. That is what the sixth point is, once again clarifying. That is what the sixth point is, once again clarifying. Okay. Now, so that is second point which you need to include. Third one, within bracket, don't read this entire sentence, don't read this entire sentence, simply make a note of what I'm saying. Outstanding balances in nostro and nostro mirror accounts. Outstanding balances arrived as per nostro and its reflection account, nostro mirror account, whichever is more accurate, take that. Sir, what is nostro? Nostro mirror account is called as vostro account. Vostro account. This is Italian terminology. Okay. Terms in Italy, sorry, Latin or Italy terminology. Okay. Nostro and nostro mirror. What is nostro and nostro mirror? I'm a State Bank of India. I have a customer who is an Indian. So he is having deposits with me, all that. Suddenly he got placement somewhere in the America. So he went to United States. He is getting money. He want to send to his Indian bank account. But from America he is having US dollars, right? How can he send to Indian bank account in rupees? He cannot. What he will has to do, see, he want to transfer to his account, which is in State Bank of India in India. So State Bank of India gave a facility. What facility? State Bank has entered into an agreement with Bank of America in America. In Bank of America, State Bank of India has created a nostro account for the customer. What customer has to do? Deposit that US dollars in the nostro account. Now Bank of America later will remit to me. We will take care. So I will credit your account. So that is nostro account. Now when customer deposited money in nostro account, inward remittance, nothing but when customer deposited money in the nostro account, naturally for me it's a liability to the customer, right? That has to be considered. Now Bank of America is maintaining my nostro account. So Bank of America books of accounts, it is SBI Nostro. In my SBI, I will have Bank of America account. That Bank of America account is nothing but a mirror account. Example, I'm a buyer, you are a seller. When I buy goods from you, in your books, I'm a customer ledger. In my books, your ledger is a supplier ledger. For me, supplier ledger is for you a customer ledger. It's a mirror, right? That's it. Okay. So auditor has to check, is there any outstanding balance that the bank has to pay in the form of nostro or mirror nostro accounts? That shall also be added. So these three. Fourth one, they just said, dear auditor, be careful, reconcile nostro accounts with mirror accounts. Okay, and see whether they are properly recorded or not, all the inward remittances or not, which are not adjusted, unaccounted. Careful. This is only a precaution, not an addition point. Only 3 additions are there. 3 additions are there. First addition is what? Net outstanding credit branch adjustment balances. Second, interest accrued and due, all that. Third one, interest accrued. Simply you can write interest accrued in respect of deposits. You can simply write interest accrued in respect of deposits, which is not accounted, simply. Okay. Third one, outstanding balances in nostro and nostro mirror account. Fourth point, auditor shall reconcile carefully nostro and mirror accounts, and any unaccounted money is there, consider that also in the DTL computation. Simple. Okay, please write the keywords. First point, net credit balance in branch adjustment account, including that, you keep it like that. Second point, how you will write interest accrued, okay, in deposits account, various deposits account, which are accounted or may not accounted. C point, what? Outstanding balances as per nostro account, okay, which is to be reconciled with nostro mirror account and shall be considered in the DTL liability accordingly. Over. Now, what DTL liability excludes? What is not covered in DTL liability? DTL means what? Demand deposit, which I have to pay to the customer. Time deposit, which I have to pay to the customer. Okay, both I have to pay to the customer. Now, see, time liability, one point you need to remember. Sir, time liability, customer, we need not pay right now, right? Why we should maintain reserve? But when a customer comes and demand that, Banks will levy penalty and release the fund, right? Bank cannot say, I will not give 6 months fixed deposit. You can cancel fixed deposit, That's why you need to consider. Fine. Now, what we should not cover. See, these four amounts are maybe a liability of the bank. Maybe they're in the liability side of the bank. But you should not consider while calculating DTL amount. First one, part amounts of recoveries from borrowers in respect of debt considered bad and doubtful of recovery. So what is this? Part amount of recoveries from borrowers in respect of debt considered bad or doubtful of recovery. Within bracket, nothing but NPA recoveries. NPA recoveries. NPA recoveries. Just a minute. So what is NPA recovery? First of all, let me tell you how NPA recovery works. Business loans overdraft. I will have an account in your bank. You are a State Bank of India. I have an account in your bank. Current account I have. In your bank I have an account. What I do is, in your bank I have an account. Remember, I took a business loan from you. You have seen my transaction, all that. I took a business loan. I give security also. Gold or stock, some floating asset or fixed asset would have been given as security. You give me a loan. I did not repay. My asset is turned into NPA. And at the time when my asset is turned into NPA, bank will freeze my account also. What banks will do? They will freeze my account first. They will not let me operate my account also. Okay, because they want to recover money. How do you think a bank will permit you to operate, especially business loans? Bank will not give business loan without you having a bank account with them. If you operate bank account with them only, they'll give business loans generally. That's one of the criteria. So they don't let you operate. They'll freeze. Now account freezer means in that any deposit is there. It is something which bank want to adjust against the loan given. Okay. Now I gave security, right? What bank did when I default, what bank will do? They will auction my security. Some money came. That money will come and deposit in my current account, which is freezed by the bank. Now actually, whatever money is there in my current account, which is a demand deposit, I can demand whenever I want, but then it is freezed. What bank is doing? They are adjusting against their bad debt. Is this an amount payable to me? No. Is this a liability for the bank? No. But it's still sitting on the liability side. Liability side only it is sitting. My account balance is there, but it is freezed. That money is kept for what? Adjustment against loan. Don't consider that as part of NTDL. Logical. Don't consider as part of NTDL. My account in a bank, money is there. That money is freezed by the bank. That money is kept for adjusting against NPA. Okay, my loan. So that amount bank need not pay me. It's no more a liability for the bank because they are going to adjust. Second one, amount received in Indian currency against import bills held in sundry deposits, pending receipts of final rates. Some forex rates are pending. Okay, because of that some import bill related money is there. With the bank, but they need not pay right now because final rates of exchange were not yet decided. Banks are still keeping with them. It is neither demand deposit nor a time deposit. It is collected money, just collection money. So bank will release that money to the customer when final rates are fixed. Because final rates are still pending to be decided, bank is holding that money. So still to the customer it has not released. So it is neither demand deposit nor time deposit. So since it do not satisfy the definition, that is also excluded. Third one, don't read entire sentence. Okay. You can read from this. Okay. Unadjusted deposits. You just read this. Unadjusted deposits like dividend warrant, unadjusted deposits. Okay, bank is having liability but not adjusted to any customer. Interest warrant, refund of application money. Okay, so in respect of shares or debentures, that's it. Until here it is enough. Unadjusted deposits lying in the liability side like dividend warrant, interest warrant, share application money. These are not demand deposits. These are not time deposits. These are just unadjusted money which companies generally park. Okay, so this also shall not be considered as part of NTDL. Margins held and kept in sundry deposit, funded facility, please strike off. Until this is enough. Margins held and kept in sundry deposits. Margin means what? Whenever bank entered into a derivative transaction, forward contract, future contract, especially for buying securities, you know, or whatever the reason, forex transactions. Banks will do forex transaction and they may collect margin. Margin money is not a demand liability, is not a time liability, so not to be considered. Margin money, we just simply call it as. So that will also be not considered as part of NTDL. Four items not considered as part of NTDL. Recoveries in NPA and lying in the deposit account, not treated as NTDL. Second one, okay, you can amount received for import of bills, for imported bills, for which final rates are pending to be decided. So it is temporarily sitting in sundry deposits ledger. Unadjusted deposits such as dividend warrant, this one, interest warrant, share application money to be refunded, all that. Finally, margins held. You know, this fourth point and fifth point together, they may ask as a separate question, 4 marks question. While conducting audit of SLR CRR, auditor has to correctly arrive net demand and time liability balances branch wise. What are all the points as per RBI circular shall be included in NTDL, shall be excluded in NTDL? They may ask you 6 marks both. You may have to write this. Another way how they can ask this question, they may give you MCQ. How, sir? Which of the following not excluded, which of the following is not excluded from NTDL computation? Not excluded means including. So 3 items they will give, 1 item related to 5th point they'll give. That 1 item is the option, because that is what included. Not excluded means what? Included. Be careful. These are the things which I have to exclude. These are the things which I have to include. I hope you understood one of the toughest question in this chapter. Fine. Next. And here I will challenge you. Okay. You check anybody's SLR CRR audit lecture. I challenge you will not get this clarity, because you need to first understand how SLR works. Only those who are studying UPSC, they will understand this, or those who are preparing for bank exams, only they will understand this. CS students, they don't understand. Most of the faculties also, they're not explaining at this in depth, because first of all you need to do lots of research to explain like this. You need to do lots of research, I'm telling you. Okay, fine. So that's it. So these are the inclusions and exclusions. Finally, the auditor at central level should apply the audit. First itself I told central auditor only will do all this. So whenever auditor is following this procedure, SLR verification CRR, he should adequately describe the same in the report. In his audit report he has to mention it, but actually in real audit reports they are not mentioning. While reporting compliance with SLR requirements with the top management or with the RBI, specify unaudited branches list. State that he or she relied on just returns received from unaudited branches statements, informing the opinion whether CRR, SLR are they maintained properly. You need to give a report to top management and RBI, right? You just have to mention how many branches are unaudited, from that how much data has been received. And this note point says the above NTDL calculation, inclusions, exclusions, calculations, 52 audits. Oh my god, that and all now is taken care by computers through automated data flow techniques. Now you need not do this much, but then what? You need to understand the principle, right? So you need to read this question. But in reality, do we need to work like this? No need. Okay, theory point of view, it is all covered. You may have to check all this. So what is there in the CRR, SLR? CRR, we need to check whether circular has been followed, rates has been followed. SLR also we have to check. We have to check just 12 samples in the entire year. Just to take 12 dates over months. Okay, check it. How do you check whether CRR, SLR is maintained rightly or not? You have to check Friday, that before Friday calculation. Now you need to check, get data from all branch auditors, calculate NTDL, total it, consolidate, apply the rate and check it out. What is included in NTDL, what is excluded in NTDL, clearly covered. Okay, so you can make a even I even gave you a short notes, short sentences. So what is excluded, what is included, even in the smart notes also I will ensure it is covered neatly. That's it. So with this this how to do audit of SLR and CRR are completely covered. Okay, so the balanced discussion of this chapter, let's continue in the next lecture. I hope you thoroughly enjoyed on this. I just want one small request with you. Kindly on this lecture, I want your feedback. This is one of the toughest topic, okay, in bank audit chapter, in fact in the entire this one, because see, if I don't explain that Harshad Mehta scam, if I don't explain SDL, public debt office, all that, if I read this sentence and tell you, you may understand SLR is there, this is how it has to be done. You will try to muck up. Now you understand the things, how it works. So SLR is something which changes every week. Okay, that's it. So I hope you thoroughly enjoyed. Please, please, please give me your, review on this particular lecture, feedback on Telegram. Text me right now before you close the video. Text me and then close this video. And one more request, read the question right now. Right now, read it once again. That's it. Okay. Bye-bye. Come to the next lecture. So that's it. Bye.